listen, let's move on with this show. Let's get into our guest here. His name is Jeff George, okay? Jeff George from Georgia. He owns a salvage business. I don't know. I have no idea. Let's talk to him. Let's get into the mind of a guy that is in the salvage business. And let's see what he's got. Look, and his website is great, by the way. And the company's called Auto Organs, so let's give him a call.
Hello.
I'm looking for Jeff.
This is him. What's going on? How you doing?
My man, Jeff. What's going down, brother? Welcome to the Joe Cozzo Show.
Man, I'm glad to be, me in this interview with you, man. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. It's a blessed day, should I say. It's Friday.
It's definitely Friday, man.
That's right. Well, how do you love Fridays?
You gotta love Friday because that means the weekend here.
Yeah, do you like Fridays better than Saturdays, or Saturday your best day?
That Sunday's actually my best day. If I wake up late on Sunday, that means I had a good Saturday.
I fucking love it. What do you like to drink? What's your drink of choice?
Man, I'm a bourbon man. I'm a straight up bourbon or whiskey drinker, man. It gives you don't get the hangover.
Okay, and is there any preference? Like what kind of bourbon? Like do you have a brand that you like?
Yeah, man, it's probably gonna be Wild Turkey. Wild Turkey, unless I'm feeling myself, then it might be a Wolfer Reserve or a Maker's Mark.
Now, would anybody ever see? Now, you're from Atlanta, right? Decatur. Okay, but it's the Atlanta area.
Look, Atlanta and Decatur, two different things. Atlanta got a lot of these funny guys, and the Decatur, the east side.
When you mean funny, what do you mean by funny?
I mean, a lot of young cats. I don't even want to say young cats, but like I said, I was raised by my pops. I was raised by men. I was raised around men.
You're talking about men. You're talking about people that play on the other side of the fence.
Not even just the other side of the fence, but a lot of these cats don't know what they stand on these days, and that's just what it is.
Okay, all right, I get you. I understand 100%. Now, you have a business that you own, correct?
Yeah, Auto Organs.
Auto Organs. I'm looking at your website. That's you on there with the picture with the red shirt on?
Is it a big guy? Guy?
No. Are you the big guy in the driving the car? Or
that's probably I'm probably the big guy driving the car.
Okay.
I let my website designer make that, man. I don't even actually look too much at the website.
I got to tell you, it's a pretty good website.
Yeah, he did an excellent job. I've viewed it a few times, and I've had it for a few years. He does the management of it, and Tanya does my social media.
Now, tell me about your business in itself. Tell us what Auto Organs is all about.
Used auto parts. Engines, transmissions, my slogan is pretty much, get your vehicle a transplant. Your engine goes out, your transmission goes out.
Yes.
Your heart goes out, you go on a waiting list for an organ.
Jeff, how old are you?
I'll be 30 in October.
30 in October, and you are the sole owner of this business, Auto Organs, correct?
I am.
Tell me at 30, okay, so you're a 30-year-old adult. When did you say to yourself, you know what? I want to get into the salvage business. I want to get into these auto part business, and I think I could make money. How and when did you say that to yourself?
The salvage business, I would say probably about 4 years ago. My father owned a mechanic shop. His shop was on Covington Highway. Actually took over his shop when he retired. But I mean, since we moved from Dallas, he had opened up his shop here. So it's been in the Decatur area for over 20 years. So, I mean, I learned the mechanic trade from him. I opened up my own shop for a few years in Ellenwood. But if you look at, one of the biggest things I learned in business is you got to look at the future. And in the future, cars are getting so advanced right now that a mechanic is going to be a thing of the past within the next 10 years.
That was going to be my next question, because you open the hood of, say, like a 1989 or 1995 car. You open up the hood, and it looks like you could do some work on it. You open up a hood of a 2018, say, SUV, and I don't know where anything is. I don't even feel like I could get to anything. I have no idea. To me, just
and
being go ahead.
And like I said, I agree. Like I said, if you look at the progression, if you go from the 80s, except for a few, imports, in the 80s you have a carburetor. You have a carburetor, you have a distributor. I can start an engine pretty much outside of a car in the 80s. In the 90s, you start getting fuel injection, which is controlled by a computer. You know, and that, you know, that electronic, you know, that changes the whole process. Then you get to 2018. I mean, you get to 2010, 2018 as we're going right now. You know, we have cars that aren't even running on gas now. You know, you got to think we got almost 100 years of cars running on crude oil, on refined oil. And then within the past 10 years, we got cars running on electricity. And, you know, theoretically, people are working on cars, you know, running on water.
Yeah, no,
You know,
I understand.
so, I mean,
I understand. So you sat there and you said, which is, I believe, to be genius, saying, hey, listen, man, this is a dead end, this whole mechanic thing. And that made you get into the salvage business, which, if you
and
really...
I mean, like I said, not even completely a dead end, but like I said, I see that the equipment and, like I said, pretty much I see that cars are going to be able to diagnose themselves. Even now, you know, they got, let's say 10 years ago, you had to have $1,000 scanner as a mechanic. 2018, you know, the scanners that I have, I got off of Amazon. They're Bluetooth scanners, and they can pretty much do anything that you know, any other scanner can do. And I paid $100 for it. And you can get some scanners now if you're just trying to do basic things for under $20. So I mean, I see the progression of where
Technology.
Technology is taking it. But the one thing I've always said is things will always need parts.
Absolutely. Whether it be a rim, tires, anything, doors, engine.
I mean, like I said, because also, I mean, like I said, part of my business is tires too. So I mean, you know, cars are always going to need tires. Tires are going to change. So I mean, that's something too. We get hover cars. You know, that's a business that's going to be there. But even when we have hover cars, a hover car got to break. A hover car can't run forever, so it's going to need parts.
Now, I'm looking at your website here, right? And it says on the website, and that website is autoorgans.com. It says we pay from $100 to $1,000 for a car. You won't go higher than $1,000?
I mean, if it's worth it, sure. But I mean, on average, the cars that we buy are usually wrecked vehicles. They're usually, you know, salvage vehicles, junk vehicles that people have. You know, maybe they lost the title for vehicles that maybe were gifted to them. That, you know, let's say the engine went out, but, you know, your transmission may still be good. You know, you have other salvageable parts from there. Those are typically the vehicles I buy. But, I mean, if we're asking for the most expensive vehicle I bought, around the $5,000 range.
Yeah, well, that's not that big of a risk, $5,000. I mean, and, you know, the thing about the car business that you're in, and then the parts, everybody is driving a car. So you're never, it's always in demand, these things. And you wouldn't realize it. A lot of people don't realize to go to a salvage place to get like a part that I may need from like maybe a bumper. Like I have a Jeep Wrangler and I, like an idiot, I don't know why, I didn't see it, but I hit into a fence like when I was parking or something like that. And the whole bumper, because, yeah, so and the whole bumper is, actually I was stone cold sober in the day, and I don't know how I did this. And the bumper is, you know, I don't know if you know what that's material, but it's like plastic on a bumper on a Jeep Wrangler, a 2016. Yeah. And it totally concaved in. So for me, you know, the first thing I'm thinking about, maybe I'll go and buy a brand new one, but someone like you has that kind of service, I'd get it for a lot cheaper and probably in that day.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, I'm building up my yard, I'm building up my inventory now. But let's say that same bumper, if I had it, honestly, because my main business is engine and transmissions, if I had that bumper, you know, it's going to be almost a quarter of what it would cost new.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, it's the same bumper. You know, if it's not the same color, you may have to spend a few bucks to get it painted. But I mean, it's the same reason people go to thrift stores. It's the same reason, you know, people, you know, the whole concept is trying to get a good deal, is trying to make your money go as further as possible.
Now, now the question I wanted to ask you though is, do you? Because it sounds like this would be a good idea, but I don't know if you do it. Do you also install? Like if I wanted a mirror put in, I broke my mirror. I was driving and I hit into somebody, and you have the exact mirror that I need.
Same, yeah. I mean, like I said, because we also operate as a fully licensed mechanic shop as well. but we only install, what's sold. If you want to get a tune-up on your vehicle done, you would have to take that to another mechanic shop. But if you needed an engine and you purchased that engine from me, we'll install it, and you'll also get a parts and labor's warranty. If if you need a hood or a bumper and you purchase it from me, we'll install it, for an additional fee. But we only install and work on vehicles that we're selling the parts from, just to sort of, make sure that we can control the process from start to end.
Do you ever get like a phone call that comes in and it's like, hey, listen, there's this accident or this car or whatever, and you almost get, and I understand that it could be because of a disaster or something like that, but maybe somebody just wants to get rid of the car and you get there and you're like, oh man, this is a gold mine right here. This is something that, I pay like maybe $200, but I could probably get around $3,000, $3,500 altogether from parts, maybe even more. Has that ever happened to you?
I mean, it definitely does. I will say usually the price range that we purchase cars on, if they're not from the auction, if they're from an individual, my price is usually is not going to be based on the salvageable parts from it. It's going to be based on the scale weight. It's going to be based on what that car is worth if it was to be recycled, because a lot of our cars that we do purchase, we don't take parts off of because they're too old. The parts aren't valuable enough to sit in the yard. We just take them directly to a recycler. And so, depending on what the recycler pays per 100 pounds for metal, that's the offer I make. Now, if I get there, we talked about a Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah.
I bought a 98 Jeep Wrangler from a lady. I actually went all the way to Montgomery for it. The lady it was her husband's. He had passed away. They didn't have any title for it. But, this thing was in excellent shape and had excellent parts on it. Normally what I would have paid for that car is about, $300 or $400 based off of weight. And she was willing to take that. But, like I said, because of what I ended up, breaking that car down for, I paid her $950.
Oh, nice. Look at you.
I try to do good business. I believe in karma. I believe, if I can make a profit off of it, I want you to be comfortable selling it. You never want somebody to sell their car to you and feel that they got the lower end of the deal.
I have a couple of questions for you based on your experience as a mechanic, based on what you see in your business right now. And again, we're talking to Jeff George, and he has Auto Organs. You could go on his website, autoorgans.com. If you had to pick a family car, right, that's going to be, that's not going to break down, that that is going to be reliable, what make and model would it be right now?
As far as, the 2018?
Yeah. If you were going to go by, like, what you see, well, it doesn't even matter. It could be 2015, 16, but something recent. What do you think is the best made cars right now for family?
Either one thing, how many people in your family? As those are a bunch of different things, because, if it's, like I said, I've got 2 kids myself, divorced. So, as far as that, a 2000, any of the newer Rams, I like how the Dodge Ram trucks are made. Especially the 2500s. I like the fact that you get a Cummins engine, which is a company that's been making engines for years. You get an Allison transmission, it's a company that's been making transmissions for years. You put those two together, so you have the best makers of that making into a truck. Now, if we're talking about for fuel economy and, the average, soccer mom, I'm a big fan of the newer, of the Kias. The Kias and the Hyundais, I feel like they made a lot of improvements. They're stylish, for the price you pay.
Now those cars, those engines, those are difficult to work on, right? Those Kias, those kind of imported cars.
Like I said, I'm gonna be honest. Anything over 2010 is pretty much electronically driven. If you get into a car, whether it be a Kia, whether it be a Ford, whether it be a Chevy, there are minor nuances. But until you get to the Europeans, the European joints are a lot different, just because of how that German engineering, that European engineering is something to marvel at.
Really? You see that and you're like, wow, this is so much different than what it is here in America, built cars?
Yeah, just because they're precisely built. I've, like I said, been to Germany. I spent some time in Munich. just that whole culture of excellence. Like there really is a culture of excellence in Germany. There's a pride in what you do. There's a pride in what you put out to the world. So I mean, I do notice a difference when it comes to that Germany and Euro engineering. But I mean, if I had to pick a car right now for a family, price wise, I mean, if money is no option.
Yeah, the money no option.
Money no option. Yeah, I'm probably going with a G-Wagon. If money is no option, I'm probably going with a G-Wagon.
I love it. Now, your business, are you online? Are you on social media? Do you advertise? Because I could see something like, if you got a new, some car that you just got in, and then that the parts are hot, and not hot meaning stolen, but like that people may need. I could see posting pictures of that. Do you do that?
Well, let me go ahead and put this out there, because we do purchase cars without titles as long as there's valid proof of ownership. People stop trying to sell stolen cars, because I'm not going to buy them, and I will report you. Just putting that out there.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I've got LaTanya Kelly. She's my social media advisor. She does all of my posting. She's my publicist.
She's the best.
She's she's A1 all around. She's a hustler for real. And she does all that. I shoot my pictures. I shoot my videos to her, and she does my uploading. Like I said, even though I'm 29, I'm not really a big social media person.
Really? You're not on it? Well, you got kids, but congratulations on being divorced. That goes without saying.
Shout out to divorce. I don't know what to tell y'all, but shout out to it. I learned early in life that I'm probably going to be single for the rest of my life. I don't know what to tell you.
Yes, absolutely. And I have it right here. All of your social media is at Auto Organics, and that's LLC at the end. So Auto Organics LLC, and that's on all social media. And listen, anytime you want to come back on, you got something, even if you want to just bullshit and shoot the shit, just give me a call and we'll get you back on the show.
Yeah, definitely, man. I appreciate this platform, and I appreciate the call, and, man, I appreciate what you're doing for the community.
You got it, brother. You have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.
Man, take it easy.
Bye.